Hey everyone, this is Elektra. I'm going to do a comparison of these wool socks of Ortis. The brand is Ortis, and they are wool thick socks. These are the women's. These are the men's. So we're going to see how they compare size wise. Because being trans femme, I can kind of go either way with clothing. And for something like socks that's so basic, it really just depends on what fits me better or what colors I like more. So here is a more aqua women's pair versus like this kind of gray green men's pair, as they call it. And so, the size difference really to me is the most important part because that's how it fits. Now, the fit on the foot to me, as a man, I was always wearing socks that turns out were way too big for me all the time. Men's socks are made for like a size 11 or 12 foot male, which means if you're just an average sized foot or less, the heel on a men's sock is going to be riding up your lower calf. And that's something that happened to me all the time. And it never even occurred to me like, oh, just go buy women's socks. It'll solve that problem. It's just socks. All they do is they go on your feet and your lower leg. There's nothing really gender associated with it. Nothing about it makes it a gendered item, except for the size. And so here's the difference. Let's put them side by side. This is the brand Ortis, and if it matters, I bought these because coming into winter here, I now live in far northern Illinois, north of Chicago, and decided to get my first pair of Doc Martens ever in my life. I felt like, hey, I need to get a new good quality pair of boots that are comfortable and warm and something I can wear all winter in any kind of situation. So, hey, Doc Martens feel right for me right now, so why not? And then that just means I need to buy a thick pair of wool socks because the break-in, I've heard on Doc Martens, is pretty brutal, and you need good socks or else you're gonna have tons of blisters. And I haven't tried these on yet. These are just the visual comparisons because I wish this was on the internet. If I had a video like this to watch, I might not have bought the men's ones. I don't know. I definitely prefer the women's colors, no surprise. This is the women's tan beige, and then women have this nice striped one here, purple and blue, gray and black. The men's are much more muted, as you would expect. There's more of this. There's like a green. Then this is actually the gray one. This is the green one. And then this is just a solid black. So yeah, the men's came wrapped up individually, taped up for some reason. The women's came just kind of like with that little plastic thing through all three of them, which was kind of annoying because you have to cut it like really close to the sock, and it's really easy to like cut the actual fabric, like I think I might have done right there. Oh well. These are going to get far more wear and tear than that, I hope, this winter. So that's why these are apparently the best rated. The brand is Ortis. That's Ortis. And so the size difference on the foot. Let's put this on top of this. So there's the heel. In case we have the heels lined up, which to me is the best way to see the sizing on this. The men's goes up about another 3/4 of an inch on your leg, and then it's that much longer, so about the same amount of length longer than the women's. So I have a feeling the women's is going to fit me better. I'm only my man's shoe size was a 9.5, which makes me 11 basically in a women's, but that really, as everyone knows, the sizings mean nothing. I've worn everything from like 9 women's or so up to like 11. So it really just depends on the shoe and the width really is also important for women's shoes. So yeah, I think the women's will fit me better because, like I said earlier, men's socks are just too big in the foot. They're made for like NBA players basically, and average men always end up having this heel part way up the back of your lower calf, which is not comfortable or fun. And it's not great either because you have all this thickness not where it belongs. It's all up on your lower leg here, whereas the women's one seems to fit my leg better, and if I pull up on it, it's not going to come all the way up my leg, whereas on a man's sock it would. So that's my analysis, probably way too deep into the difference of the men's and women's Ortis 100% wool sock, or very close to that. I'm not sure the exact composition, but anyway, they're highly rated, good price. So I got 4 men's and 3 women's. The 4 men's are equal in price to the 3 women's, despite having more fabric. So I don't know how that's possible, but I've come to know that, well, women's clothing isn't always more expensive. In fact, I think at H&M, men's clothing is actually the more expensive one. So it all depends, but generally women's clothing is more expensive for the exact same things, as we all know. And yeah, so that's the size difference. It's pretty much your standard sock, different size. Anyway, okay, I think I've beat a dead horse here enough. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye-bye.